Hey guys, Kev here, and I have another unboxing to do for you. Today was a crazy day. Last 2 days have been crazy. I had the EDC supply knives, the Asher Nomad 3.0. I had the brown Cortex come in today. I had the ProTech SBR Lefty come in today. Let me get that out. We'll use that to unbox this. Shout out to ProTech. If you're a lefty, we have an SBR now. Pretty sweet knife. I'm really digging it. It's very comfortable in my hand. Since unboxing it, it's just gotten more and more comfortable in my hand. I've just gotten, used to that style of handle. I don't know what it is, but it's super comfortable in my hand now. I think that's it. I mean, I've gotten so many freaking knives in the last couple of days. I'm going to do this off camera because almost every other side of this package has my address on it. So this is actually not mine. This is for my buddy Josh out of Canada. And sorry, he's in Australia, not Canada. And he bought this. Well, technically I bought it, and then he paid me back for it because Microtech does not let you use a credit card from out of country or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it's a Microtech, and you know from the thumbnail. And this is really a brutal box. I mean, it is so taped off. I don't even know where to start, really. It's kind of annoying. And I don't want to just start carving into the box, but I might have to be honest. What can I do here? Maybe I can, get underneath or something. See where we get. Yes. All right, cool. Sorry, I know this part's stupid for you guys, but I found an opening. And this SBR is going to work. Like, it's going to work. It's not like it's gonna work. You know what I mean? Different type of statement there. I'm literally just trying to get a foothold so I can rip this box to shreds. Because I hate it. God, man, I know they're shipping a knife, but like, holy cow. It's never ending. Like, it's like, what are you doing? Another flap, and then another flap. Like, this is brutal. All right, here we go. All right, done. Got it. Really liking this knife. The clip is a little tight for the pants I'm wearing. I'm hoping it's just the pants I'm wearing, though. And it's normally not too tight. So, welcome to our family. I'm not reading that, but over 27 years already. So this is the Socom Bravo. Looks like Tanto Edge, titanium handle, bead blast standard, blue pivot, or blue titanium pivot collar, carbon fiber scales. So this was, I think, $360 something with tax and everything. I don't know how that works. That's what I paid, and then he paid me that back. I'm already seeing possibly an issue. Hopefully it's not. It's just some kind of stuff on the blade there. But you can see right there, it looks like it's just material. Where is my cloth? Let's just hope that comes right off. Yeah, looks like it just comes right off. So, this is the Socom Bravo, guys. I have reviewed the Socom Elite. It was not a very great knife, in my opinion. It was a liner lock, which is usually good. Oh, God. Is that more oil, I hope? Yes. Okay, it just keeps looking like there's pitting, but it's oil. These are made by Rike knives out of China. So, if you guys are familiar with Microtech, they're a very proud American-owned, American-made company. But they finally decided to have a knife made overseas, and it's basically because they just couldn't handle making enough knives for what people wanted. And they finally just had a knife made overseas. It's still a premium knife. It's titanium and carbon fiber instead of aluminum, which I much prefer. Obviously, I prefer this. The cool pivot collar. Rike does great work, so I have no problems with it being made in China. And guys, I'm having a knife made right now. Multiple knives. I know how it works in terms of profits and everything. And trust me, the majority of that 300 and whatever dollars is going to Microtech, okay? And I'm not saying that you're getting ripped off. I'm just saying that when you get a knife made by an OEM, all that money doesn't go to China, right? First off, the steel on here, I believe, is M390. So in that case, this is going to Austria. The money for the steel is going to Austria. Yes, the knife is made in China. That is true. Yeah, M390. So it's Austrian steel. Now, I don't know what I'm getting at. I can't give you exact numbers, but knives that are made for an American company in China to be sold, right? A lot of that money, 2/3 of it mostly probably, maybe a little less, is going to an American. I'm not saying it's all going to Microtech. They have to pay for other stuff as well. And then they obviously have to get their margin out of it. If they use a retailer, there's more margin coming out of that. And the retailers are in the U.S. a lot of times, so they're making money off of it. So I just hate when people are like, oh, it's a Chinese knife, fuck that, right? Like, yeah, I would try to avoid buying like a Ganzo, right? Designed by Ganzo, made by Ganzo, sold by Ganzo, of course. But if you get like an Asher knife, right? That's an American company having knives made in China. He's putting them together here and selling them. So, at least half of that money is going to an American company. So you can look at it that way if you want, instead of just being like, oh, it's China, fuck that, right? Anyway, that's just my theory. And you can do whatever you want. If you hate Chinese knives, great. More for me, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know why I went on that rant right there. So anyway, carbon fiber looks pretty basic. It's pretty basic carbon fiber, but it's done pretty well. The biggest upgrade here is obviously this clip. It's actually, going to be tip up now instead of tip down. That's the biggest downfall of the Socom. So let's look at the action. Eesh. Okay. Detent is a little bit on the weaker side, I would say. Kind of floppy, right? But my finger's flying off of this stud. It doesn't seem to be like smooth or anything. It's just that my fingers are like calloused from flicking. So, man, this is not great. Okay, there you go. Flick it out. It's a big knife. There's a lot of yellow goop in there, which is obviously oil. It's been getting on everything, so I'm guessing that needs to get cleaned out a little bit, and that'll help the action. Sometimes too much oil is not a good thing, right? Like lubing your knives is good, but too much is also not a good thing. This is on bearings. It doesn't drop shut or anything. It doesn't drop. It's weird, but it's very smooth. Like there's not anything going on here, right? Like very frictionless. There's no blade play, there's no lock rock, and in between there's no pivot lash. So all of those are good things. It's just not a free dropper. Lefty reverse flick. Because of that weak detent, I'm assuming I can, yeah. But the angle, the way that your hand lands on this knife to get to that stud, it just doesn't allow you to get the pressure you need to reverse flick. And this detent is so weak that like you'd have to wrist it basically to get it out. This is kind of sad, to be honest. As much as I want to like this knife a little bit, it's kind of sad how weak this detent is. Now, I do want to note that my hand is a large glove size hand, right? And I think somebody with an XL hand holding this is going to get a lot more pressure behind their flick, right? Because they're going to be higher up on the handle. Like if I climb up here and get my thumb under there, I can fire it out a little more. But my natural position is to hold it down here. And you see, I just don't get a lot of, oomph behind it. Whereas on a knife like what I'm carrying today, one of 5 knives, this Asher knife, you see where my hand lands? My thumb is right under that stud. Bang. Just fires out of there. But on this, I'm kind of down below it. I don't get as much pressure built up as I do. I'm coming in almost horizontal here and firing. So I want to note that because I think for some people this is going to feel just fine. And the reverse flick is the same thing. I'm just not getting that built up pressure. If I get a little higher up, yeah, it's hard to get higher up on this handle. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out because I'm harping on the detent as usual. I don't like that it doesn't drop when you push the lock bar over. You have to kind of then shake it down. So you're better off just kind of tapping it and then doing this. It's very smooth. I gotta give it that. It's just not dropped shut. Now, I haven't taken it apart, tried to tune it, haven't done any of that stuff, right? It does look to be a 3-piece construction with a backspacer that almost makes it look integral. Integral, I really like that look. It's got some milling. Obviously, let's take a look inside if it has milling. I'm talking about the backspacer. No milling on the scale. Oh, a little bit there. But not much going on. But you do have these very light carbon fiber scales, and you're essentially milling, you know, because you milled the titanium out to put the scale on. So that is saving weight. So it actually is a good weight for such a large knife. I mean, I gotta assume this is 3.75, maybe 4 inches. Let's see. Yeah, we're at a 4-inch blade, so that's crazy. I mean, that's pretty unique to see a knife this large in this form factor. I don't know what I'm getting at. Like, it's slim, right? To me, it doesn't feel like a 4-inch knife, other than the fact that, like I said, I'm having a little bit of trouble flicking it out there. I'm getting used to it now that I know I need to really apply force. It's a lot better. Yeah, that's really good. Now, I'm never going to be good at the reverse flick on it. I don't... Oh, shit. Just smacked it into the glass. Luckily, this isn't my knife, so it doesn't matter if I damage it. I'm totally kidding. It's fine. Luckily, I do that once a day, and I freak out every time. But I don't have a better way of being like that. For me, that glass starts right here. So sometimes I get up here and flick, and then I smack. Anyway, sorry. This is Josh's knife. If you guys have watched the live streams or whatever, Josh Worth is a viewer. He's an awesome dude, and I proxy for him a lot, as well as other people in Canada. He's in Australia, you know. So it allows me to handle some cool knives sometimes, and this is one of those. I told him I might, he told me I could do whatever with it, and I said, keep it. But as much as I want to like hate on this knife, I really do kind of like it. Like the ergos are interesting. You know, I'm not getting the greatest positioning. Like if I hold it back here and use this ramp, it does feel pretty good, but I don't ever need a knife to be this, like reach this far and be that far away from the blade. So I kind of want to climb up here, and it's kind of awkward. It's not that type of knife. I totally would pick the Tanto blade. Let's take a look at the handles close up. Here's that carbon fiber again. Pretty standard weave carbon fiber. Then you have the titanium bolsters, the titanium pivot collar. Work our way up to the blade here. It is a bead blast, which kind of sucks. For $300 and something, I kind of want something better than that. You can see here, January 2022, M390, January 22, Socom Bravo TE from Microtech, serial number 0315. Now, I absolutely hate their branding on the blades. It's just way too much. There's the logo of, I don't know who. Is that Rike Knives? Or is that the designer who I thought was Marfione? It's his company, so I don't know why he would mark it. I don't know what that is. Could be Rike Knives. You guys tell me, because it says RK, Rike Knives. I don't know. But it's OEM'd, so you really wouldn't want to have their logo on it. It is a frame lock. That's the one downside here. There's your lanyard post, and there's that backspacer I was talking about. We can look at it closed. It is dead centered, which is nice. Here's the top. Pretty good here. Now, it doesn't have that the thing I didn't like about the Socom Elite was when you were in this sort of area right here, it had a lot of like rattle going on. There was a lot of like, it was almost like it had a D10 ball ramp that just was not very good. So it would kind of like jiggle up in this area. This does not have that, and you can see this thing smoothing out already. You know, I flicked it maybe 10 times, and it's already starting to get much better on that drop. Yeah, I actually really like this knife. I am tempted to want to get one, actually. That reverse flick's breaking in, and, you know, who knows? Maybe I could get one with a better D10. I'm kidding. This would bother me a little bit, not being able to flick it very well. But you know what? Rike Knives did a great job on this. The build quality is very good. That's the key here, guys. If the knife doesn't have to be my favorite design, my favorite this or that, but if they nail the build quality, I gotta give them props, right? And they totally nailed it on this. I have really no complaints about that, other than maybe for me that detent feels a little soft. But you know what? I don't know. I'm not a thumb stud guy either, because thumb studs tend to have softer detents. See that? Yeah. So you can easily flick that out. I was not expecting that to come out, by the way. So that does shake out relatively easily. But again, guys who are into thumb studs are going to probably appreciate this. So I don't want to harp on it too much. The action is breaking in very well. So yeah, I gotta give Rike and Microtech credit here. This is a good piece. Let me see about cutting. Yes, very sharp up here. Yes, yes. Wow, this thing is a freaking laser beam for being such a big knife. It's not the thickest stock, but it's not the thinnest stock. Oh, that's a smart statement. It does come down to a good edge. Doesn't look like the thinnest edge ever, but it has a really good edge on it. Yeah, this is going to break in. I'm telling you, like, this action is just going to get even better and better. And it hasn't been taken apart. Nobody's tried to put bearings in it. I'm guessing they use, yeah, they use plastic caged ceramic bearings. Jesus, sorry, excuse me. Which is awesome. I do wish you had access to that fuller. Ooh, okay, I might have learned something there. So what I'm doing now is digging in right here where that fuller starts. And if I put my finger there and flick, oh, yeah, that feels good. As opposed to just trying to catch the stud, right? Well, it works too. Let's try it right-handed because it's different right-handed. See how here we have that area? On this side, you don't have that because it's closer. There you go. So yeah, it's just the action breaking in. It's gonna be a very, very nice action in not too long of a time. Let's try the clip real quick. Okay, so not my favorite clip. It's very tight, sort of, so to speak, with that. See that point right there? That thing really hits your pants, but I will say these pants seem to be thicker than most. I'm having trouble with a lot of knives going into them, so I think that's all it is. I'm wearing those tactical 511 pants right now. So yeah, sorry this was just a ramble fest, but I'm really liking this knife, and I'm just kind of organically learning here how much I like it. I didn't think I would like it this much, but it's interesting. Yeah, a lot of the things I did not like about the Socom Elite, they have fixed on this knife. I mean, you get more grip, so like I didn't like how it really tapered down on the Socom Elite. This feels less like that. It feels less like somebody could just rip it out of my hand. That was one of the things I always made fun of on that knife, because it's supposed to be like a fighting knife, yet you're basically tapering down to nothing so somebody could just yank it out of your hand easily. Yeah. Yeah, detent Definitely a little lighter than I'd want it to be, but that does allow you to left-handed kind of ride that lock bar. So it's kind of a benefit as a lefty that you can do the reverse flick. Yeah, I don't know. I may have to get one of these for myself. I do like this version right here with the Tanto and everything. So we'll see if I end up picking one up. It's hard for me to justify just because I've been purchasing a lot and I have one right here for review. There's really no reason other than the fact that I would truly want one to keep, right? And it feels kind of like that, honestly. I really like it. So I'm going to shut up. Josh, you got a cool knife here, dude. We went from me kind of going, to I want one. So thank you guys for watching this nonsense. I love you all. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.